and Sanatan Goswami, who were deeply engaged in service of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, gave up their job with the Nawab Hussain Shah, and they became sannyasi, mendicant. And then Srila Prabhupada ji is explaining about Bhakti Rasa. Srila Prabhupada ji writes here that everybody is involved in some sort of a service. Bhakti is nothing but a service, a devotional service. And Bhakti Rasa, Rasa means sort of a nectar. Rasa means sort of an enjoyment. So Bhakti Rasa is the enjoyment in devotional service. And it is Amruta, Bhakti Rasa Amruta, which means that this enjoyment in this service is eternal. It is eternal engagement. And Srila Prabhupada ji writes that, therefore all bona fide activities in Krishna consciousness are Amruta or permanent. This is the subject matter of nectar of devotion. Further, Prabhupada ji writes here, this eternal engagement in Bhakti Rasa can be understood by serious student upon studying the nectar of devotion. So if you really want to understand what Bhakti is, then we have to understand nectar of devotion, a book by Srila Rupa Goswami. Adoption of Bhakti Rasa or Krishna consciousness will immediately bring one to an auspicious life free from anxieties. So what does Krishna consciousness or Bhakti Rasa will bring? So we are full of anxiety. So if you really want to be free of anxiety, then you can adopt Krishna consciousness, which is Bhakti Rasa. Bhakti Rasa is same as Krishna consciousness, serving Krishna with love. That is, as soon as we start Bhakti Rasa, then all our stress will be gone and will bless one with transcendental existence, thus minimizing the value of liberation. Bhakti Rasa itself is sufficient to produce a feeling of liberation because it attracts attention of Supreme Lord Krishna. So when we are engaged in Bhakti Rasa, when we are engaged in devotional service, then we are free from all the anxieties. Why? Because we are working for Krishna. Success or failure belongs to Krishna, not to us. If it good happens, this belongs to Krishna. If bad happens, then Krishna will save all of us. So in this way, when we are completely dependent on Krishna, then we are free of anxiety. Similarly, as you can see that when a child is dependent on the parents, then the child is free of anxiety. Similarly, when we are engaged in service of Krishna, we are free of anxiety. Bhakti Rasa itself is sufficient to produce the feeling of liberation because it attracts attention of Supreme Lord Krishna. Generally, neophyte devotees are anxious to see Krishna or God. But God cannot be seen or known by our present material blunt senses. People want to see God. If you say, can you show me God? But God cannot be seen by material blunt senses. Our material senses are limited. They have limitations. With the material senses, we cannot see air. Can we see air? No, we cannot see the air. But does air exist? Yes. There are so many microorganisms. We cannot see them without microscope.
We don't know we are seeing air or
so our senses are very limited. And hence the Lord is unlimited. So we cannot see unlimited with limited. That is the problem. When Arjuna wanted to see Krishna, then our Lord Krishna said that you cannot see me with these material sense eyes. Then Krishna gave Arjuna divine eyes. So then he could see universal form of Krishna. So you need spiritual vision. The process of devotional service as it is recommended in Nectar of Devotion will gradually elevate one from material condition of life to spiritual status. wherein the devotee becomes purified of all the designations. So it is a process by which we get lifted, elevated from the material attractions, material contaminations, material identities, and we become purified and we are situated in spiritual designation. The senses can then become uncontaminated, being constantly in touch with bhakti rasa. So the material senses are contaminated because they are in touch with material things. When our senses comes in contact with Krishna, then our senses becomes purified. Just as like when sun light falls on something, then that area, sun itself is a purifying agent. So sun purifies. Similarly, when Lord Krishna is there in our life, then our life becomes purified. When purified senses, when you engage your senses in service of Krishna, then our senses becomes purified. When the purified senses are employed in service of Lord, one becomes situated in bhakti rasa life, and any action performed for the satisfaction of Krishna in this transcendental bhakti rasa stage of life can be relished perpetually. So whatever the services we are doing for pleasure of Krishna, they are eternal. That enjoyment is eternal. Like say today you did the dressing of Lord Krishna, this is permanent, registered in your account. Like whatever the seva you are doing now, this is eternal seva you are doing. This is no expiry date for this seva. You are taking wonderful opportunity to serve Lord. You are cooking for Krishna, you are dressing them, you are doing arti. So this is a wonderful opportunity you have got. This is the lifetime opportunity. Even nobody can get this opportunity. You understand this? When one is thus engaged in devotional service, all varieties of rasas and mallows turn into eternity. In the beginning, one is trained according to the principle of regulation under the guidance of Acharya or spiritual master. And gradually, when one is elevated, devotional service becomes automatic and is characterized by spontaneous eagerness to serve Krishna. So, gradually, first we take the instruction from spiritual master. From spiritual master, then we follow those rules and regulations, and gradually we elevate ourselves. The devotional service becomes automatic. What is automatic devotional service? What is automatic devotional service? Automatic devotional service means that whenever you are free, you start chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Whenever you see anything, you remember Krishna. You see a tree, you remember Krishna. You see a bird, you remember Krishna. This is automatic. There are 12 kinds of rasas, as will be explained in this book, and by renovating our relationship with Krishna in 5 primary rasas, we can live eternally in full knowledge and bliss. So here we are going to learn 12 rasas. And there are 5 primary and 7 secondary rasas. And when we know about them and we serve Krishna in those rasas, then we can live eternally in full knowledge and bliss. The basic principle of the living condition is that we have general propensity to love someone. Everybody loves someone or other. No one can live without loving someone else. This propensity is present in every living being. When an animal like a tiger has this loving propensity, at least in a dormant stage, it is certainly present in the human beings. So love is a very common thing. Love is there in animals, love is there in insects, birds, reptiles. Everybody has love. And this is a common phenomenon among all the living entities. No one can live without loving anyone. Everybody loves someone or other. So, the missing point, however, is that where to repose our love so that everyone can become happy. At present moment, the human society teaches one to love his country or family or his personal self, but there is no information where to repose the loving propensity. so that everyone can become happy. So here is the thing, that everybody wants to love someone, but that love is partial, and the love is like somebody loves one country but not another country. Somebody loves one person but not another person. Like that is partial love. Huh? How can we love so everyone so that everyone becomes happy? That missing point is there, and that missing point is Krishna. If you love Krishna, then everybody will be happy. And the nectar of devotion teaches us how to stimulate our original love for Krishna and how to be situated in that position where we can enjoy our blissful life. So, if we love Krishna, then like pouring the water on the root of the tree. If you pour the water on the root of the tree, then the entire tree gets water. Similarly, when you love Krishna, then everybody, when you satisfy Krishna, Krishnam Trupte Jagat Trupta, everybody will become happy. In the primary stage, a child loves his parents, then his brothers, then sisters, and as he daily grows up, he begins to love his family, society, community, country, nation, or even the whole human society. But loving propensity is not satisfied even by loving all human society. That loving propensity remains imperfectly fulfilled until we know who is the Supreme Beloved. Our love can be fully satisfied only when it is reposed in Krishna. This theme is sum and substance of Nectar of Devotion, which teaches us how to love Krishna in 5 different transcendental mellows. So our love changes actually. We love one thing, then we love something else, and we love something else, and something else. So our love also is fluctuating. People say what is I love. Say people love samosa and people love people also. So I love you and I love samosa also. So people don't know what is love now. Samosa and people love is different. So people love country, people love community, people love their family members. So I mean, people are very confused actually. What the love is, they don't know. So then they love this, love that, and then they are confused. Like, what exactly is this love? That exact love is explained in Nectar of Devotion. There, when you love Krishna and consider everybody as part and parcel of Krishna, so then when you are loving Krishna, and then you are automatically loving every part and parcel of Krishna. It cannot happen that I love this part of Krishna but not other part of Krishna. So Krishna is Satchitananda Vigraha, Anadiradir Govinda, Sarva Karana Karanam. So Nectar of Devotion teaches us how to love Supreme Absolute Truth, Lord Shri Krishna. Our loving propensity expands just as a vibration of light or air expands. But we do not know where it ends. The Nectar of Devotion teaches us the science of loving everyone of living entities perfectly by easy method of loving Krishna. So our loving propensity, as it is said, is expanding, but we don't know where we are going actually with this. We love that, we love that, we love that, and where to end then? People don't know. But Nectar of Devotion will teach us that when we love Krishna, then everybody is satisfied. We have failed to create peace and harmony in the human society even by such great attempts as the United Nations because we do not know a right method. Actually, in United Nations, everybody is divided. Nobody is united there. All the countries, everybody fights with each other, and they attack on each other. All the country members of United Nations, they fight with each other. So they've been trying to unite the whole human society, but it's failing. But Srila Prabhupada ji united the whole world by Krishna consciousness. So this method of uniting the whole world is very simple. One is to understand with a cool head that Krishna is the supreme absolute truth. The nectar of devotion teaches all men how to perform simple and natural method of loving Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If we learn how to love Krishna, then it is very easy to immediately and simultaneously love every living being. It is like pouring the water on the root of the tree or supplying the food to one's stomach. The method of pouring water on the root of a tree or supplying the foodstuffs to the stomach is universally scientific and practical, as every one of us has experienced. When you put the food in the stomach, what happens? Every organ of our body gets the food. If you put the food in the eyes, nobody will get the food. It has to go in the stomach. Similarly, when you pour the water on the root of the tree, every branch, every leaf will get the water. Can you pour the water on each leaf? It's not possible. Similarly, Krishna is the origin of all the living entities, everything. Jad and Chetan, all the Prakritis arising from Lord Krishna. So when we satisfy Krishna, then everybody gets satisfied automatically. Everyone knows well when we eat something, or in other words, when we put our foodstuffs in the stomach, the energy created by such action is immediately distributed throughout the whole body. Similarly, when pour the water on the root, the energy created is immediately distributed throughout the entirety of even the largest tree. It is not possible to water the tree part by part, nor is it possible to feed the different parts of the body separately. Can you feed separately the hand? It's not possible. You can't feed the hand separately. You have to feed the whole body.
Something which goes inside our body.
Then it gets distributed everywhere.
We find out where is the energy going.
Every part gets the energy. Through the blood, energy flows. Similarly, when you feed the root of the tree, the water will go.
Krishna goes to every part of the body.
Yeah, when you satisfy Krishna, then everybody will be satisfied because Krishna is there in everybody's heart. The nectar of devotion will teach us how to turn the one switch that will immediately brighten everything everywhere. One who does not know this method is missing the point of the life. As far as material necessities are concerned, human civilization at the present moment is very much advanced in living comfortably, but still are not happy because we are missing the point. Nowadays, we have much more advanced scientific methods. We have more technology. We have more facilities. But still, people are unhappy. Why? Because they are missing the central point, which is Krishna. The material comforts of life alone are not sufficient to make us happy. The vivid example is America. The richest nation of the world, having all facilities for material comfort, is producing a class of men completely confused and frustrated in life. I am appealing herewith to such confused men to learn the art of devotional service as directed in Nectar of Devotion. And I am sure that the fire of material existence burning within their heart will be immediately extinguished. The root cause of all dissatisfaction is that our dormant loving propensity has not been fulfilled despite our great advancement in materialistic way of life. So people have these all modern facilities, but they do not know that the material advancement is all temporary. It will not give permanent happiness. Permanent happiness, you can get a happiness with pizza as long as the pizza is in your mouth. As long as when the pizza is finished, the happiness is finished. But the spiritual happiness lasts forever. The nectar of devotion will give us practical hints how we can live in the material world perfectly, engaged in devotional service, and thus fulfill our desires in this life and next life. Nectar of devotion is not presented to condemn any way of materialistic life, but the attempt is to give information to religionists, philosophers, and people in general how to love Krishna. So, Prabhupada is saying that we are not against scientific advancement. We can use the scientific advancement for pleasure of Krishna. One may live without material discomfort, comforture, but in the same time he should learn the art of loving Krishna. At the present moment, we are investing so many ways to utilize our propensity to love, but factually, we are missing the real point. And what is the real point? Krishna. We are watering all parts of tree but missing the tree's root. We are satisfying to keep our body fit by all means, but we are neglecting to supply foodstuffs to stomach. Missing Krishna means missing oneself also. Real self-realization and realization of Krishna goes hand in hand simultaneously. For example, seeing oneself in a mirror in the morning means seeing sunrise also. Without seeing the sunshine, no one can see himself. Similarly, unless one has realized Krishna, there is no question of self-realization. You cannot see yourself in the mirror if there is no sunlight or no light. You can see, but because sunlight is there. Similarly, we cannot become happy unless until Krishna is there in our life. Nectar of devotion is specifically presented for persons who are now engaged in Krishna consciousness movement. I beg to offer my sincere thanks to all my friends and disciples who are helping me to push forward Krishna consciousness movement in the Western world. And I beg to acknowledge with thanks the contribution made by my beloved disciple, Shriman Jayananda Brahmachari. Many thanks are due as well to directors of ISKCON Press who have taken much care in publishing this great literature. Hare Krishna, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, 13th of April 1970, ISKCON Headquarters, 3764, Varshik Avenue, Los Angeles, California. So Prabhupada wrote this introduction about 4 months before I was born. I was born in 70, September, and Prabhupada wrote this in April 70. So Prabhupada is writing here. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So we completed the introduction. Now next time when we meet, we'll read. We read the preface, and now we're going to read the introduction about Nectar of Devotion. Srila Prabhupada ki